Hello, hello. Right now I'm just doing a mic test. Now unfortunately I don't have like a pair of headphones. What is that called? Like a mic test? No, unfortunately I don't have like a pair of... Oh, like a headset, that's what that's called. Okay, let's see now. How's the audio balance? What is that called? Like a mic test? No, unfortunately I don't have like a pair of... Oh, like a headset, that's what that's called. Okay, let's see now.
Yeah,
how's the audio balance? Okay. If someone needs that change, you can always let me know. Okay, let's get it going. Get the chat up. Alright, so this is one that I've been working on lately. Very excited to sort of debut it here. I was just working on the melodies a little bit. It sort of has that new sound that I've been going for. Lots of focus on more hip-hoppy stuff, but I think I want to have a bit of a more like percussive rhythm, I think, in that section. So this one actually contains a guitar and a music box, which was provided to me from an old friend of mine. So I'm very excited to try to factor those in. Oh, and this piccolo too, and the space. All of this is his. So it's very exciting. Very cool stuff. Now, while I'm waiting for this part, I hope that the stream is not bad quality right now, but I guess I'll have to wait for someone to tell me. Welcome, welcome. Nice to meet you, Christian. Awesome. So this section here, I think is already complete. This one definitely feels like a bit of a throwback to my old style, in like the best way possible, I think. So I'm pretty stoked about that. The mixing, I think, is really good. I was thinking about boosting the lows a little, but realistically I don't see how much higher I could take them. Let's see. Yeah, no. If anything, I can turn up sub if I need to. Let's see, which one of these guys is playing the sub here? Let's give that a try. You know what, actually it looks like the section doesn't have a dedicated sub. Hey Jeremy, it's been a minute. How's life treating you, man? Oh, here's our sub. Okay, 72. Let's take a look. Yeah, you know what? I'm totally going to give that its own dedicated sub with some attack and release, or rather just like a decay. But let's just double check that it's not used anywhere else. So it's not used in this section, not in this section either, nor this one. Fantastic. I am well, guys. So glad to hear from you. It's been a solid minute since I've done one of these. Truth be told, my internet here is so bad. So I really hope that the stream quality is okay. Please let me know if anything sounds bad. But thank you so much for popping by. It means the world to me. It really does. So this bass here, which is solely for this section, which is perfect. It's kind of missing that oomph. I mean, it has this sort of bravado, like I can feel something sort of epic is happening, but there's a lack of movement in the sub, and that makes a huge deal in kind of bringing forward that, like, you want it to feel like you're in a room, not just like a stagnant sound is being shot at you, but instead like, oh, I'm in this atmosphere, and so the sounds are bouncing off the walls and sort of fading out after they hit. So that's what I'm gonna do now. First I'll turn up the bass, mostly so that I can hear it a little stronger. And now you'll see now it's totally overpowering the sound. So how do we solve that? We wanna actually turn down the sustain, and I'm gonna solo it out so we can really hear it. So see, it's decaying over time now. See, it starts out loud and it fades out. And that's actually practically the perfect decay that I want here. If anything, I would change the curve, but Nexus doesn't allow us to do that, so I could automate it, but that's it right there. Let's see. And now the only thing that remains for sure, well, what are these pieces here? Are they used at all? Let's take a look. Thank you, Jeremy. I respect anyone's passions. I think that they're such a helpful thing. Whoa, that's crazy. Alright, I don't know what those are for, but I'm not going to use them. What I do want to do, though, I want to increase my gain a little bit, because you don't want a mixer track that's bouncing off the top like that, as much as you can avoid it. Just, you know, like, I could technically leave it at the top, and that's fine, because we're controlling gain now through here, but, you know, just more so a visual thing for me. So I think it is actually decaying a little too low, so my sustain needs to be turned up maybe to about there. Let's try it again, because you don't want it to feel like it's completely gone, right? Gotta turn it up a touch more. And actually, funnily enough, even though we decayed it, we're gonna want to compress it now. So what a compressor does is exactly the opposite of what we just did. So instead of having the sound sort of fade out, it's actually going to try to keep the sound at the same level for the entirety of the time. But you can see how the texture of the sound is now affected, right? Instead, like, you can see it's still decaying, but the sound really feels a lot wider. Now, this is, you know, I'm trying to make it as mono as possible, so it is as mono as it can go. But when I say wider, I more so mean that it sort of surrounds you. Definitely not a gain as strong as this, though. This is definitely too much. Let's try light. Alright, so at this point, I'm not sure if I'm hearing, you know, the most accurate sound, so I'm actually going to start back at the previous breakdown, sort of to come at it with contextual, you know, to hear what it sounded like prior to this very loud portion. Hello, Tuxedo Cat. Welcome. I'm so happy that you're popping by. You know, I'm not the best at this, and I think my content as a whole is probably like not very fun to watch, to be honest. But I'm hoping to make it a thing, so I guess we'll see what happens. So now what I'm noticing is we've crushed it way too hard. Coming back with clean ears, like, I've done a little bit of dirty work to this. Let's go back to the start. So see, what happened there is when we added the compressor, it sort of took out, it actually removed that texture that I really liked in the first place. So what I'll do, I'll just stick without it for now, and I'll try to control it just using the attack and sustain, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so another thing I did recently was I added a whole new section, which I'm excited to work on, and I also sort of added a little bit to the intros. So one thing I try to do in my intros, which is probably a bad thing, but I like to actually sort of cut it, cut off the low end. It sort of brings, you know, it sets the listener up for a certain frequency range, but then they're pleasantly surprised that the range goes higher and lower than what they were prepared for. So let's see if that'll sound good here. And then usually I want to kind of, let's try maybe lowering the highs. No, we definitely need the highs, so maybe something like that, automated down. And so here's how I automate with FL, which is probably something that no one here. Well, you know what? This is also like tutorial content too, because this is going to, you know, show up on my channel. So maybe someone will eventually pop by who uses FL, and maybe that'll help them. Who knows? Okay, so we're on pattern 3. We hit record, and in this case, I'm actually going to choose everything just for ease. So one thing we can do that's really neat. Oh shoot. Go back here. We can record inner movement, so that it, you know, you don't want it to feel stagnant as much as possible. And in this case, I'm looking to actually sort of fade in what it'll eventually become, which in this case, we're gonna mute that low pass, or sorry, low cut. Okay, so let's take a look again. It's very subtle. I think the key in a lot of what I do, at least, is there's a lot of subtlety involved. But then again, I have like really in-your-face melodies. There's a lot that I do that's sort of supposed to just smack you in the face in some way, so I guess achieving that balance is really important. So I think the new melody I wrote, which is this melody here, I think this melody is just a touch loud, so I think I will turn it down a little bit. Just a little. Because it's kind of overpowering the song. Let's try that. I don't like that plug. That plug definitely is creating too much. As much as I love the concept, it's creating too much dissonance. If I could cut it off, maybe. Let's try that. What's my melody here too? Oh, that's why. Okay, so we wanted to line up. Okay, you know what? That's as non-dissonant as it's gonna get, so. It really does sound like it's plucking, but you know, that must just be release. Because they're starting at the exact same time. So originally, the whole concept of this melody is it's supposed to be a counter melody, where we're starting intentionally 4 semitones down, and then working our way up. Not 4 semitones, sorry, just 4 like 4 notes in scale down. So this part is supposed to be resolved. So it should. This part sounds fine, but what I just noticed is on this piece there is that this note right here, which is clearly like not the right note. So what I think I'll do, I'm actually gonna change up the melody for this portion, keeping in mind that it will sound a lot better in the second half anyway. Thank you, Jeremy. I really appreciate it. How long does a song usually take? I can finish a song in 2 hours, or this song. Oh, that's different. That's not at all what I wanted to do, but let's see what that sounds like. No, but that's still good. Okay, yeah, so it really depends on sort of my aim. For instance, this song here, if we take a look, I was in a bit of a writer's block with this one, which normally is something that I don't do, so started it back in April of this year, and now we're now in August. Practically, yeah, exactly 4 months later. For this one, I definitely could have had it done sooner, but the next part, which you'll see, it's a bit of a challenge. I'll let it play, and you'll see it's a bit of a mess at that part, and that's something I like to do with my music, where I make messy music. Like, it's not the best in terms of like technical ability or in terms of like simplicity. Like, I'm honestly really bad at making simple music. That's why I always am surprised when people call me a lo-fi artist, because I suck at making minimal or simplistic beats. I honestly wish I could do it, and so hopefully maybe down the road we'll see what I can do. But so here we are at the new section. It was even harder than this before because it didn't have any of those melodies in it, but the melodies are very, very like rough as well. So you can hear what the movement is. the movement's the most important part, and just in case you didn't know, movement is essentially just chord progression. See, we have this kind of passing chord here. And so the question is, how do we build upon that? And so I actually wanted to do a bit of a more minimal sounding thing at this section here, and then maybe sort of build this chord progression out. You know, hopefully we can see where that goes. But for now, we definitely need to work on this section. One thing you'll notice right off the bat, what is all that low end, right? Because I didn't low cut a lot of the sounds that are going through this part. So let's take a look. Yes, thank you. I try my best. I mean, I have a lot of unfinished work that I'd be happy to share with you guys, because I'm pretty proud of it. Pretty happy with how much I've done. Okay, so there's definitely my kicks. This one? Is this one? Let's see. Oh, okay, so this one's getting a send from somewhere. Probably here? Yeah. So this sound here has way too much going on in the low end. A rule of thumb I would have, if you're ever new to production, is probably just cut out a lot of the low end, because unless you have like really high-end equipment, you're probably not even hearing it anyway. Like, look, I just cut off, what is this, from 50 down practically, and you can't really hear it. I mean, so this is with and without. You can't hear the difference of that at all, but look at the top here, the spectrometer. Look at how much room we're saving in the mix here. If we just cut a little bit of that off. And remember, we have a whole bass section here, right? So we want to keep room for those other instruments to fit. So with that in mind, I'm actually going to cut it a little higher up, because my bass, which was just a filler for now as well, I think that bass needs to be layered with an analog bass. Okay, so here's the bass. I want to do like an acoustic, let's see, maybe an upright if it's got the right texture for it. But that's another thing I do a lot in my music as well. I really layer. I mean, you can see it. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Okay, upright bass. So I'm used to like the full version of Contact, but I don't use that on, like, I don't have the full version of Contact. It's just something that was at school. So what if we, okay, so it sounds really fake right now. So the question is, what can we do to make it feel dynamic as a bass? And one thing is, you'll notice, yeah, we have movement in the velocity, which is good, but what's going on? You know, why are the notes so stagnant? Why are the rhythms so stagnant? So that's the first thing I'm gonna kind of play with here, see what we can do. That's why I like layering. It gives me the opportunity. Maybe I want to have a chord in the bass, you know, something like that. And now one thing with bass you'll learn is, you know, fifths and eighths, you know, it's a lot more pleasing to the ear than having overlapping harmonies. So like, for instance, let's just do this, which is like something you'd hear in dance music more than you'd hear in a style like this. But see, it keeps movement going on, right? And you don't want it to feel like, you know, we're droning the low end. We don't want to just fill out the low end mercilessly. It's really important that you know, you work on creating space for other instruments. Like, for instance, in this case, actually, since, you know, I'll have to see, but I might want my ones whenever the kick goes. So that's one there. So these ones, what is this one as well? I might want my ones to be quieter to make room for the kick. Now the thing about my situation is I don't have a kick that is short. I have a reverbed kick, meaning you know, I can't even sidechain right now. So what's a way around that? I literally just see where's the kick triggering, and those are the basses I specifically work on, right? What's good about this section is there's not a lot of parts where the kick is even triggering anyway. That part's gonna be weird. And so you'll see we've just kind of created a rhythm kind of naturally, right, without even needing to think about it. The next like kind of logical step here would be, you know, we could walk it, right? So let's see what a walk sounds like. Yeah, so now it feels very much less natural because there's no swing on it, right? So let's take a look. What does this sound like? Putting a little bit of swing on that second note does help. Another thing too is, like, I don't know if you could tell, but I'm definitely sort of leaning into the unrealistic or the lack of realism here. Instead, I'm not focusing too much on, oh, this doesn't sound realistic, but instead I'm trying to see, you know, even if it's not realistic, what would a real player, you know, what would they do at that point? So another thing too, I would actually at the end maybe bring it down like that. Let's take a look. Yeah. And actually, funnily enough, I think I would maybe do something like that. Let's see. Yeah, I actually do like, I guess this is sequencing at this point. That's more so what we're doing is we've kind of created an arpeggio and we're sequencing it. I'd say at this point it sounds more natural to like what a piano player on a keyboard would play, which is fair. I mean, those are pretty cool sounding basses. One thing that would be cool is if I recorded it in person, like just straightforward, and that's usually easiest done if I'm, you know, recording the chords and the bass all in one take. Just because I have no clue what I played 4 months ago, and I could digest it pretty quickly. But as opposed to that, I mean, I've been producing for a long time anyway, so this is sort of a test of what can I draw in and can I make it sound the way that I want it to. And I think, you know, that's not a hard ask. Okay, let's bring it down. Oops, what did I do? Alright. So one thing this section is clearly missing is like a real kick, because there's more so just a ton of atmosphere. So just one sec, let me hear where we're coming from. Alright, so I'm definitely going to come back to the bass because I do want rhythmic variation, but it's not really coming to me. What I will focus on here, we have a lot of overlapping parts, which is fine. Oh, we definitely need to turn down this bass too. That's fine for now. But we're missing lead percussion. So what would we want to put in here? What I'm thinking would sound pretty cool, actually, probably more like an old school hip hop sidechain type feel. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Maybe to start, we'll just copy the FPC. Oh, what is this? Yeah, no. Copy that FPC. So this will be our trigger. Let's see how good it will act. Okay, so this isn't halftime. Is halftime what I'm after here? I don't think halftime's what I'm after. I think I want to go... Oh no, well, we'll see. Let's start it from scratch, actually. So first off, let me pull out some nice sort of... Aw, you're too kind, Jeremy. That's so nice. That's such a nice thing to say. Oh, I wonder, is chat showing up in... Oh, you know what? It's been so long. I don't... Oh, I changed my scene. Okay. I want chat to show up, so I'm going to try to fix that right now. Let's see. Browser. I got to pull up my restream. I have haven't done this in ages. Okay, I'm gonna have it playing just during, you know, as it's going through, but, you know, I really do appreciate that, Jeremy. That's the nicest thing. I can't say what I aim for in my music, but it's good to hear that, you know, it's resonating. I'd say I've got a long way to go. Personally, that's how I feel, but, so let's see. A breakbeat. What would a breakbeat sound like here? That would be really weird, because we're juxtaposing sort of like... I'll just use this for now. We would be juxtaposing like a... How do you do the breakbeat? I haven't done a breakbeat in so long. Is it like that? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I can totally work with that. That's totally, like, we're double timing essentially here. Even though it's not, but that's what it's gonna feel like. Wow. What a different sound entirely. Isn't that amazing? This is the stuff right here that I love about music. Okay, I mean, even the snare sounds kind of cool. Alright, well, I guess let's pad it out. Wild. That's totally not at all what I was going for during this part. Let's see what this part is going to sound like, though, as well. Because this matters to me a lot. I want this part to sound... Okay. I think I could make that work. I just... Like, all you have to do to get that kind of energy is you just have to half-time everything. Like, if I literally just chop... chop it. Oh, it only lets me chop that many times? Yeah, that's not really the chop I wanted. I'll just do it myself. Let's see. You just chop it. Like, you create a rhythm, right? Instead of it just being block chords, you can just, like... Oops, it's this one. You get it? Like that kind of thing. Okay. I'm gonna leave it for now, but I'll keep that in mind. Just in case I want to change it, maybe halftime edit that part. Wow, what a different sound entirely. Okay, well, all of a sudden now the bass can change too. Oh, where did my bass go? Oh no. Oh no, there it is. Number 80. Oh, there it is. Oops. I don't know what I was messing with. Okay, so obviously we're not keeping the drums like that, just in case that much wasn't clear. It's always good to have as much variation as you can get in something like a drum set. Fine with that. Okay, so yeah, that's right, we want it to sound like it's being played by someone. That's kind of the point I'm trying to make. When it sounds overly like drawn in, it can be fantastic. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard of Camellia. Here, let me play some Camellia. Camellia is wild, but it obviously, you know, a lot of Camellia stuff doesn't sound necessarily real. I'm just gonna play small. Like, this clearly doesn't sound like someone played it, but it sounds really good. They got like really good energy behind it, and so this is where you're really leaning into having it sound drawn, which you can do, and it works really well if you're technically capable, which I'm not. So for me, a large part of what I'm after is creating a sound that's reminiscent of what we're used to hearing in music. And so how do I do that? You know, even things like this, you realize when drummers are playing, it's not going to always sort of hit the same frequency anyway. But beyond that, you know, we want a lot of variation in not only the rhythm, so we don't want just repeating forever. You also want to have, you know, other kick rhythms here and snare rhythms, and we'll pad that out in a moment. But let's see if we can get some cool drums, some percussion. Let's see hi-hats first. Yeah, none of those. So that's why lately I've been more into sort of real sounding drums. That's just kind of what lines up with sort of the sound I'm after. I've heard this one. I have so many. Oh, that's perfect. I have so many drums or sample kits that it's so hard. It's so hard to keep up with all of them at this point. Okay, so you can tell what I'm doing. It's that old bossa thing that I always do. Oh, I do kind of like how that sounded there, so we'll give it a try. Yeah, definitely we're gonna go with that. Do. How does that go? There we go. No. Do da da do da da. Okay, so it is that. And let's see what happens when we slide over our snare. That's not bad. Definitely we want our snare now to sort of repeat what that note, what that instrument is going. So let's see what it sounds like this. So what it is, I guess, is we're sort of, this is a game of telephone. It's call and, what is it, call and reply? Call and response, that's right. So I'll have this one sort of sitting in the back for the first half, because it's not really acting as a response during the first half. So how do we do that? Mostly we want to put it in the back in physical space. And then here we're getting to the call and response. So it's during that second half that we're really going to be working with that now. Another thing too, in case it wasn't clear, I mean, people don't always play at the same volume, so that's very important. So I think I want to have slight, which one's the loud one? It is this one, okay. Very slight panning on the snare at the start. I'm just trying to think of how everything fits in the space. And definitely I feel starved during this half. I want something from the snare here. So I guess really what it is we're letting this snare take over in that spot, which kind of works, but maybe it doesn't work as well thematically with the textures. So I think during that section maybe we'll throw in another snare. Let's give it a check here. And then another thing too, let's fix those drums, the kick I mean. Doom da doom doom. So now I am starting to crave halftime on this, just out of curiosity. So one thing I could do, just to test it, just to see how this would sound in halftime, I can actually export it as a loop right now. Let's give that a try. I'm gonna call it breakbeat. Oh, okay, here we go. Rainy Days Breakbeat. And that's going to be pretty cool because we'll be introducing some sampling artifacts as well. Oh, I have to disable sonar works first. So that's something I just realized. You guys are hearing this all through a filter, which is unfortunate. But you know what? That'll probably make it all the better when you hear the real version, because the version I'm listening to has a filter that lowers the low and high end. So you're hearing it without any of the thump or anything, but I think that's a good thing. In this case, break beat. For me, I actually need that on. Make sure everything's okay. Looks good to me. Yeah, I need that filter on because my headphones are not suitable for like long-term listening. They're very fun to listen to. They're very high and low end, but for my purposes, I want it to be more sort of neutral. So essentially, I have a permanent EQ running on my headphones, which is weird to a lot of people. Okay, so let's take a look now. Just pull that up. See if it's any good in halftime. Sorry for the wait there. Export time was a little slower. So here's the same thing. Now we've just exported it up. And I'm instantly hearing some things I have to change, but that's okay. At least for now we can try stretching it to halftime and see what it sounds like in halftime. So yeah, definitely halftime is not the vibe. It's cool though. It's cool in halftime, but this gives me a lot more room in like where can I play around with things. So now let's work on the mix, because everything is just kind of right on top of one another, and that's never fun. So first thing I want to do is turn them all down, and then my kick has to be the loudest part of the track. That's usually kind of a rule of thumb if you want to get, well, really the kick and the snare should actually be the loudest part of the, like any track you hear, you just wouldn't know that. They do such a good job of cloaking it, you can't tell that it is the case, but let's see. So this kick has way too long a tail. I know it doesn't seem very long, it's a short kick, but we can shorten it even further. And why that's important is I have so much going on in the bass end right now. Okay, one thing that has to be done, because it's just so bothersome, is this snare here. There we go. Because it was so loud. It was hard to even hear this song without, you know, without hearing that. So let's get some hats in here as sort of a filler. Oh, you used to be able to move it from here, but I guess they've changed that. That's weird. Okay, so I don't know what this is for. So here's where the stuff that I do comes in. I do a lot of panning on these kinds of elements and I layer them up. So at first we're just hearing sort of a bare bones percussive thing, but then once you layer and layer and layer, you get to the point where, you know, there's a lot of percussion going on right now. Mostly hats. And what about this one? Oh yeah, this was my attempt at being simplistic too, but there's still so much going on in the percussion. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're padding out some percussion. Now one thing I'm noticing is the snare definitely does not do everything that it has to do here. So I just grabbed a random other snare that I think filled the right frequencies, just to layer on top of it. And this one I don't think should be pitched, but we'll keep the stuff going on where there was like, that's annoying. Oh, So now something we can do actually is, since there is subtle panning, we can now have two snares doing the same thing, but filling the opposite ear, which is really good because we can sort of build more room that way. Super important, and we're doing the same with the kick. Actually, the kick is definitely missing some frequencies. Damn, that's a hard kick. Okay, let's try that. I think that'll fill exactly the frequencies I want here. Let's see. No, it's just a little too high. Jeez, what is this? Rascal drum kit? It's a good pack. Try this one, but with no decay, perhaps. Oops. Okay. Okay, and that rhythm is so predictable. So that's something you always want to avoid. I saw a video about this, but this kick rhythm is like the most overused, like tired rhythm ever. I even have one of them here, but usually I try to keep away from that kind of thing. Not that it's like a terrible thing to do, but there's just some cooler rhythms out there if you're willing to be a bit more experimental about it, I guess. Like, instantly this kind of sound comes to mind. Or maybe, let's see. How do I make that sound good? I guess a third? Or let's give it a try. So what I just did was add a bit of swing, and it does sound kind of cool. So we'll give it a touch of swing then. But the thing is, we don't want it to sound out of time. So we saw that it sounded pretty good on this spot here. Yeah, that's really the only right spot for it. So it's not really swing, it's just, well, I guess it's sort of swing. I'll call it sort of swing. Okay, let's see. Maybe like a kick here. Let's see. Okay, let's just solo it out real quick. Where's my other kick? Yeah, so I don't want it to be too overdone. So maybe I'll go like that. Yeah, that's better. Cool. Okay, so this section is pretty pleasantly padded, I think, at this point. Now, something you'll notice that's definitely causing problems. See, it's just filling too many frequencies now, this kick here. So let's see what we can do about that. The best thing for us to do here is to get all our kicks and actually put them together. So I took all the most important pieces. Oh, not this one. So these four, the two kicks and the two snares, and they will be the basis upon which all my sidechain is going to be built. So I'll call it kick. I usually do KS plus 2, or KS2, I guess, just for section 2. Sounds good to me. And so now all of the drums are coming through this channel here. So when I'm trying to sidechain to this track here, it's going to be a piece of cake. So it looks like I've already sidechained twice, so this is going to be my third. What's going on? What the heck? Okay. No, not transient shaping. Okay. What is... How does it have so many tracks on it? Oh shit. Okay, let me... What's sending to this? Oh, everything sends to it. Okay. So that's about right then. Cool. See, we're essentially just creating room in the mix here for ourselves. What I might want, I've noticed that this actually sounds pretty cool when you crush an upright. I love that Camel Crusher never works. Alright, we'll go back to Crush. Try to build it out. Hey, Ellie, it's nice to see you. It's been a minute. How long has it been? It has been... Oh, it's actually been a little while. 4 hours. Cool. How's your life been treating you? Alright. That's not terrible. I'll roll with it. So you turn it way down so you just get the texture of it. And now this is definitely too busy, and the bass is also too busy. So which do I want to prioritize here? Definitely the drums are doing way too much. I think there should be a section 2 on the drums so that we can clean it up, because the second one's not terrible. And then this is the part that needs to change. We'll get rid of most of the kick. Oh, it is? I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a little too far from the mic. Definitely let me know if this is any better. I hope so. Move my mic a little closer. But I am muttering at this point too, so it's very important to have good vocal cords for this. So I should drink some water. I can't wait to get my webcam all set up. Oh, I'm so excited. It's gonna be awesome. Okay. Let's listen from the start, see what's going on. We'll work our way over, and then I do want to work on this portion as well. So let's take it from the top. Let's see. It's so funny, you guys came around and this is the first time in a very long time I've been called Artie as well. I remember, what, like 4 or 5 years ago, that's what people called me. It's weird. Yeah, I'd call this pretty productive. I have so many plans with the full-time thing. There's so many things that I can kind of tap into with all that time. So, you know, I really hope that works out. I'm planning to do like more educational content too. And branch out, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, right? But of course, I'll always have my heart in the music. Music's first and foremost. Yeah, so you guys actually, once again, you're not even hearing the real song. Should I give you the real song? Maybe at the end I'll play the real song for anyone who's still around. Because, so this section here, definitely the bass is a cool concept, but I think, like, let's take it off for a sec here. So what's gonna happen, I think, I'm actually gonna fade in the drums. Drums are not gonna start. Let's take a look at what that'll sound like. But the reason why I wanna do that is because obviously they're two entirely different sounds that I'm looking for here. So let's see what happens if I fade that in. And this is helping me see which drums, like this hat is not tracked. All right, I think that's what's happening. We're totally doing that. That thing we talked about earlier. So it is an F. Oh, but the G moves. The G must move. Yeah, that's right. This F is not nearly loud enough. So do I want it to trigger at that point? Let's see. Maybe not. Okay, let me read all this. You do driving tests, like multiple driving tests? How does that even work? Usually I want to like talk with the person I'm driving tests with. That's so weird. Oh yeah, you know what? I should put... Okay, I'm gonna put the song just playing in the background for a sec, and I'm gonna do it on like the normal audio for you guys. And while that's happening, I'm gonna put the chat back on the screen because the chat's missing. While I'm doing that, I don't even know what you're referring to with bad person. Maybe I missed something important here. Unfortunately. I'm hacking, that's so funny. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Okay, let's see what I can do. So this is what it actually sounds like. Let me know if I'm breaking your ears with the volume, because this is really loud to me. I'm gonna turn it down actually, it's so loud to me. I can't wait to saturate this part. So excited. So this is taking a lot longer than I wanted it to. Putting the chat into the window, unfortunately, but we're nearly there, if that's anything. I'll leave it like that. I hope this works. Isn't there some custom CSS thing I'm supposed to do here? It's been a minute since I've done this. Okay, let's see. Oh, sweet. Okay, no, it is working. Dope. Alright. Welcome, welcome. Alright, now we can return. I'm gonna put back on my filter so you won't be able to hear it the way it's supposed to be heard, but I'm glad I got the chat up. That was way easier than I thought. Okay, where should it go? Oh, that's a pretty sick spot. I'm gonna leave it right there. That's very conveniently sort of centered, but not. I'll take it. Okay. Okay, so last we chatted, what I was thinking of doing was fading this drum in, and so it needs to fade in a little faster than that even. Okay, maybe not that fast. That's a bit too fast. And then here, and then, so this note, I totally want to fit an A in there somehow. Let's see. Let's see if I can make an A fit. That's wild. I don't know if I can. It's doable. It's doable. I think I can make it fit. It's cute. It's a cute idea, but it's a little stand out. I don't know. Oh my god, how quiet have I made it? Dun, dun. What if I do it in like thirds? No, that sounds so dumb. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. I'll do streaming on Twitch. It's just my internet's trash right now, but I'm gonna bring Twitch in. It's just the majority of I love it, but I hate it. What the hell? Oh my god, what am I doing to this song? This is wild. This is so weird. But yeah, I always used to... Oh, okay. I always used to stream to Twitch, but my Wi-Fi in the new places, not the best, so... we make do with what we've got. I think I actually want to do something like that. And then maybe just remove this unless we can do something like that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We just need to turn this part down. This is weird, but I just want to fit that note in because it carries a lot of weight in the context of the song. But it is a little harder to get it to fit because it is clearly out of key. I can work with that. So let's do triplets then. That, and then that, and then that. Is this the right? Oh, that's why. So we'll change it now to being, that's 4, so that's 8. Dun, dun, dun. Let's try that instead. This is true triplets. Okay, so what you would do, you put it in like that. That's pretty cool. I do like it, sort of, because it's reminding us of where we came from, and given the fact that the last part of the song was in 3/4, but it really doesn't fit in the context. So we'll have to go with this. I'll have it just start out quiet or something. Yeah, I'm fine with that. If I have to do it, then I have to do it. And maybe, I know it was weird, but I'll give that another try. Yeah. Okay. So most of what is going to bring the energy during this section will be saturation on the drums, and then also the rhythm in the piano, of course. So let's take a look. Maybe just these two. So let's see. Okay, so it's those ones and the A. Maybe something like that. No, oops, just these two. Cool. Okay, so you're seeing we're kind of building out in both directions. Not only are we working on rhythms, but we're seeing where we can actually make this more that's so cool. It's like a 2-5-1. That's really neat. Cool. Okay, so let's add that saturation, because that's going to be a really big part of what makes this piano kind of stand out, and you'll see exactly what I mean. So what saturation does is it adds sort of a we'll call it a distortion. So this is what it sounds like really turned up, but it sounds like something else is sending to this. I could be wrong. Let me see. Okay, no, it is. Okay. So this is like a saturated high end, but obviously we don't need to turn up the saturation that much. We just want a bit of a warmer tone. So we use this to turn up just the warms. Now we don't want it to sound too messy either. So it's very key that we kind of try to maintain that subtlety. There we go. So I'm from Canada, that's where I was born, but my parents' nationality is Indian, so they're not even from Canada either, but it's like our ancestors are from India, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, so clearly the next thing missing, oh, let me turn this up a bit. I like hearing the full range, dynamic range, and I have a bit of hearing problems, or like hearing loss, so I want to make sure that I'm hearing that range. You will not? What will you not? That's so random. No, I will not. That's ominous. Dude, where did my chat go? I swear my chat was working and now it's not. What's up with that? Was it not working? Oh, it is working. I don't know what happened there, but Jesus Christ, that's loud. What do you mean come back again? Can you guys not hear me or something? I'm so confused. So now we can actually work on that part. So we'll call this So I think that I did a little bit too much work on the saturation here. I do want it warmer, but I will definitely turn it down a bit. Yeah, Ash is really good. Who is this? Who is this person I'm talking to? I'm gonna try to figure out who you are right now. What the heck? What is this? Yeah, I like Ash. His production is really good. I don't want to say the full name because I feel like I won't pronounce it right. Ashutosh? I don't know. So I just say Ash. So during this section, we can actually kind of keep these as integral parts of the sound. We just want to turn them down a little bit, that's all. And we can do that, you know, relatively easily. Why is he so underrated? I think he's growing really fast. Give him 2 more years and we'll be seeing who's laughing. Okay, so this is clearly missing a bass now. That's gonna totally... Oh. Ah, there they were. I was like, where'd they go? Okay, so let me fix that too. I'm fine with that. Clearly in this section the bass is not supposed to be the main thing at all. But during this section, oh, we're gonna put in a nice bass during this section. So to start, we'll just put this guy in. You know what? For ease, I'm just gonna clone it. So this is that same upright, but the reason why I cloned it is so I can give it a completely new sort of effects rack that will better suit it. Why does it sound like that? That's super weird. I guess that's how upright basses sound. Cool, okay. I'll take it. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's muted. So this is clearly going to be a walking bass, no question about it. I love that this upright goes as deep as it does. That's so useful for me. No, yeah. I wanted it to just be a layer. Let's see. So I totally understand. Right now, it sounds so like that percussion is so like flat, but I will do some really cool stuff to that soon. Have fun with your food. You know, I really do appreciate that you stuck around. Like, that's wild. I just don't know how people can find appeal in watching this, but like the support is so important to me, you know. I can't believe it. I'm just shocked that anything like this could ever have been possible for me, so you know, thank you for that. Cool, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, maybe one earlier. Classical inspiration, eh? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good things that can inspire an artist, without a doubt. A lot of the classical music that I prefer isn't actually classical. It's a lot of, like, you know, video game OST type stuff, but it's beautiful. Some of the most beautiful music out there. I would highly recommend, if, you know, you've turned a blind eye to classical music, at least giving it a try in the way that works for you. I mean, hey, not to say that, like, I dislike, this has to be 2. Like, I don't dislike, like, antiquity music at all. Was that the right route? And so we can start on the F or the A or the C. I think the C is my winner there. No. Try the A. No, that was fine. Because the genre... Hey SS, I don't know if you've heard it, but I did use some violin in this part. Pretty sick, right? So since I used it earlier though, I was kind of avoiding bringing it back for some reason, but let me try to find, which instrument was that? Oh, hell yeah. Good idea. That was a fantastic idea. Thank you so much for that idea. Okay, let's see. Start with this one. Let me just grab the melody for now. So that's F, A, G, this one, those ones, all of that. Gonna grab all that just in case. No, it's just that part. Okay. Let's try this one. So what I would want to do, clearly, chop it. That's kind of cool. Kind of sounds tacky because I didn't do anything different rhythmically. So why won't it let me? Oh, I guess because I'm in that tool. Alright, so let's make it sort of work better for a violin piece. Welcome back, welcome back. I was just talking about how I'm just shocked that you stuck around for as long as you did, because I just don't see the appeal, but once again, like, your support, it really does mean the world to me. I don't know. I don't know how you do it. I would be so bored watching this. But thank you. So these ones are all like too loud, I think, right? Okay, we'll see if this is the right rhythm for it, but for now, let me just stack it, because this was meant to be stereo. That's totally a different vibe. I really gotta think about it. You know what that sounds like? I gotta play you a different song of mine now. That sounds just like, here, I'll play it for you right now. Let me pull that up. Finished. Which song is that? New Window? Oh, no, it's this song. Let me see if you're hearing that. Oh, you are. Perfect. So this is a song that I've completed, that I've sent off to hopefully get used. But listen to this part. See, it has a similar kind of thing going on with the strings, right? Oh, I'm excited for that. That sounded sick. Alright, back to what we were doing. Yeah, no, I think I'm totally gonna keep it because it ties in with that other song. Well, thank you so much for that idea, SSS. That was sick. That was not the direction I was gonna take this, so that's really cool. That's super duper awesome. So what's interesting that I just noticed, I see your message just showed up in like my stream chat, the Spyro game comment, but it hasn't shown up in my actual chat yet, which is kind of weird. I guess I'm just gonna I'm gonna use my stream now to read chat, because I don't know really why I'm not seeing update. I hope I'm seeing all the messages, but I guess we'll see. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that rhythm there. What if I have it? Just out of curiosity, if I do something like that. I do like the movement, so what I'll do... yeah, actually, genuinely, I really hope I'm seeing all the chats. Hello, AB. Oh, there you are. Hello, hello. I don't know your language, I'm sorry. But welcome. It's very nice to see you. So let's just chop it then, if we want to do that kind of rhythm. This will, you know, cause a lot of issues, which actually, let me just fix, just chop the ones I want chopped. Because, you know, you don't want to have to deal with issues if you don't need to deal with them, right? Unfortunately, I do not. But that's so cool. Welcome. Oh, it maxes out. Oh, I hate that. Okay, so this entire section here, I guess, has to move down. Let's see. Which actually is pretty cool, because we can do some work with that. Just conveying new meanings now with our chords. Ah, so quiet. Maybe do something like that. This part's hard, what the heck? What won't you lie about? What won't you lie about? I must know. Hey man, I'm so happy to help you in more ways than one. I mean, I have access to the actual program itself, if that's something you're interested in. And I'm happy to like run you through that. But I mean, you're pretty creatively busy as well, so I guess we'll have to see. Okay, this is bothering me. This is actually really hard. I can do like fifths. Let's try that maybe. You know, it shouldn't be hard. I think it'll feel natural. It's more so just about, are you willing to put in the time to get there? And that's like where passion comes in anyway. Like if you truly love what you do, like, you know? Alright, this part here has really thrown me for a loop. If anyone here knows what I might be able to do to fix that part, let me know. But for now, let me head back over to the bass line, which I just kind of randomly stopped working on. But yeah, you know, that's with any fields of work, as long as you're... Okay, so this part here. This part definitely needs to go twice. Done, done. Put it on step. And this part is clearly going to be like a doom. do like the space. So sorry I just like randomly went silent, but I really had to focus to see where I wanted these notes to go rhythmically, and I think I got it. So let's give it a run from the start of this section so that we can see now how do we make this sort of jive with what we're after. So the first thing I'm noticing, I might have to double check this, but I think the chords don't change too much from the first half to the second half. So we have, yeah, okay, so what we could do, actually, this is wild, but I'm gonna give it a try. We'll see if it sounds good or bad. I'm not banking on it sounding good, but I'm straight up gonna reverse what I did here. That's kind of cool. I think what really needs to be done, firstly, let's just legato the entire thing. So it's just going to play the entire sound. So we're kind of creating movement, but we don't want the bass to be sort of like frontlining this, which is why that level of messy really only works as a texture. I'm kind of okay with this for now. We'll see how it goes. And then how's the transition into the next part as well. Okay, yeah, so what I'll be doing, this section here, this is when it's really gonna turn up. But for now, there's so many things that I have to work on. So during this section, the bass actually can come back now in that instrument because it's mostly padding out the low end here where there's not much going on. Hello, Ankaro, I hope I pronounced that right. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. It's really crazy that so many people have showed up to this. This is just my first time doing this. So thank you. Thank you so much for popping by. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to see where this goes. So one thing, obviously, more percussion going on here. The strings just randomly stopped happening because I couldn't come up with what to do here. Oh. It was literally that. I just needed to be willing to be out of key. Alright, well, that was easy. Alright, let's see what it sounds like now with both halves. So definitely 43, which is, this one is like clearly too loud. So we'll just, oh shoot, did I just screw that? Oh, please tell me I didn't. I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, it looks like I didn't. I hope not. Yes, we'll see. You know what, let me just double check that there weren't any other links. Okay. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay. So during this section, it is just not the right volume. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, so far, what I like to do, I like to think about what are the best parts of the song and how am I, you know, how am I moving from section to section in a way that feels cohesive but also feels natural and comparable to those best parts. So for instance, I would consider this to be the best part of the song so far, and I'm doing a lot in this section to accomplish that. Now we're switching over to sort of a lo-fi sound where it's all about the opposite. It's all about maintaining simplicity. So how can I still carry forward some of those ideas, right? One big way, obviously, there's a lot of pads. Oops. Which one was it? A lot of pads where you just literally just put it in and then all of a sudden you're gonna have a whole new texture, right? So this one actually looks like it's mono, which means we're probably gonna want a movement, something like that. Okay, let's see. So what do we do? Dun 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 dun. No. So see, I'm trying to keep this song feeling what's the word? Just like it's all one, you know, one clear unit, as opposed to it being like a bunch of different sections that are all just put together for no reason. This sounds done. See, I really like that sound, by the way. That was really convenient that just worked so seamlessly. But let's see how now we transition from the previous part, which is this part. Very full, there's a lot going on, and really I'd call this a very padded out part. That's really what's going on. There's just a bunch of stuff that's maybe not lead, that's stacking to create sort of a wide sound. And now we're transitioning into a much more simple and open soundscape. So for this part, also something I noticed that I liked is having this one pluck up. So we'll make this third hit here. And I think I'm actually gonna straight up just not even have a note hit at this part, because the correct note is dissonant. The correct note is a C here, which could work actually. Let's see. Yeah, I say let's see a lot. I didn't even realize I was doing it. Now I'm not gonna be able to unhear it. Thanks so much, Ailey. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Should we have it move up? What do you guys think? Should we have it move up like that, or should we have it come down like this? I kind of like the sound of both for very different reasons. Any thoughts? While I'm waiting for it to catch up, because you guys are a little bit behind, I have the stream kind of on a delay. I will try with this one first. Let's see. Yeah, I'm down for that. I think moving it up was the right play. And one thing I will do though is I'll keep these notes in the bass. You preferred down, eh? Alright, I'll see down in a sec again. Let's move them all. What was it? I think these were the right ones. We'll see. Alright, let's start from the start. Alright, let's do it. Let's do down. I'm down. So this one now has to be turned way up, maybe even something like that. All the pressure on you. Okay, so we have 1 and 1. Okay, so this is what it sounds like down. I have it sort of finalized on down, and now let's see what it sounds like up. So up would definitely need to be. Oh, I guess you guys both like up now. I mean, okay, so just so that we're on the same page, it's just two completely different feelings, right? It's like, do you want, what are you after here? Are you after something that is intentionally more in the background? Something that's subtle for the sake of being subtle? Or do you want something that is more in the forefront? And it is true, I think by default our ears will naturally prefer the thing that is just a little bit more forward. That's just how it works. Like, that's why you want drums to be so far forward in a song. And by forward, I mean straight up loud. So in this case, we actually want to move that up. And then go like that. Okay, that part is gonna be a mission. Okay, let's take a listen. So yeah, we're slowly padding it out. I mean, it obviously takes some time, but we're starting to get a bit more of a feeling that maybe feels natural. One thing that's missing, when you add instruments like this, you always want to make sure that they're not overshadowing other more important instruments. So in this case, we actually are side chaining it, so it's actually not bad, but it's not side chained enough in this instance. So I'm actually going to essentially double side chain. And so side chaining, in this case, I'm side chain ducking. That means that I'm specifically side chaining to make it so that one instrument plays and the other one doesn't. So in this case, whenever the kick plays, whenever the snare plays, this like bell sound we have going on, it turns down. So it's a very minor, subtle thing, but it really helps push the kick forward, kick and snare forward in the mix, which is very important. Okay, so I really like this, but it's just a little late, so let's try that. So this entire section with the fast movement is probably gonna have to go, because it doesn't work in the context of specifically this instrument, which is supposed to, like what this is like a stagnant backing melody, so you don't want a whole lot of movement going on. It should just take big steps. So what I will do, I'll keep those for now, but so we have, what comes after that is the question. Let's take a listen again. Oops, that's bad. And then I guess the next note might be a C sharp, would be my guess. Let's see. Yep. So it's a C sharp into something like that. Yep, that's good enough. Ooh, did you hear how everything collapsed at that part? That was great. I'm gonna do that one sec. So what happens there is we actually have our melody dropping 2 octaves. And see, this comes back to that question about subtlety. This sounds fine, like I'm happy with that, why not? Either direction would have been sick, but really what's up is if we do bring it down, we're leaving a lot of space for the other instruments here, and that's what you can kind of feel at this part. I don't know how clear it is to you. Okay, so let's fix that. We gotta move this one. Oh, I love the way that it just shuts down like that. So cool. I don't know if anyone else can hear what I'm hearing right now, but essentially, like, there we go. Cool. Okay. What was that? Okay, so during the next section, I think we'll do some sort of ARP action with this thing, because that's a pretty cool texture. So let's see, let me make this section unique and see what's right and what's wrong about it first. So we're coming from that progression into, oh yeah, there's a lot that needs to change about this. Firstly, for now, let's just get rid of this. We can bring it back. Bass line is wrong, let's just delete the bass line. Other than that, it's pretty bare bones. So we're going from this. So I think I want to try holding the chord progression from this true pianos. We'll see. It might be like a terrible move, but because I think they're different chord progressions entirely, but wow, that's a really cool texture, but clearly different progressions. There's some good things and some bad things about this. Holy smokes, that's wild. Okay, let me just grab my bass from this one, because that will add much needed context. Okay. So that chord is obviously wrong, but honestly, I think that's what I'm going to do. It actually doesn't sound terrible. So something I like to do in my music, I do kind of test myself essentially, like how can you make something like this sound as good as it can? It's a weird thing. It sounds weird, but it doesn't sound bad. It actually sounds really cool if we can make it work. So let's see. So one thing I wanted to do was ARP it. Let's try that first. The first part about the number 37 is done. The number 37. Okay, so there's so much dissonance to that part I'll work on. The number 37, what's the number 37? How's that related to this? first part about number 37. Yeah, I don't know where number 37 comes in. So sorry. No clue what that means. You know, something I want to share. Yes, I'm embarking on this thing right now where I'm trying to do this full time, but this is by no means going to be like a quick process. I think it's going to take years before there's anything realistic, you know, realistically sort of empowering financially from this. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. However, I think I am gonna tap out on this song, so let's try another song real quick. I have so many songs that I could work on here. Move With Me is pretty cool, but that's a lyrical track. I guess we could talk about it. Okay, just don't hate, because my lyrics are not the best. I mean, you know, I'm a work in progress kind of person, so let's take a look here. I think it's this one, yeah. Okay. So I have a lot of work to do on this one. Oh, let me make sure my mic is still working. Can you guys hear me? Am I audible? Let me see if the music's audible. So you can tell this is a totally different vibe from that last one. There's no mix or anything yet because here, let me pull up a note so you can see kind of what my goal is here. Visual? Notebook. Okay. So this part here is just the rhythm, because this I think is gonna be like more of a like rhythmic portion. You hear me? You hear me? What's going on? I don't know what's going on. It's so funny. Okay. So the way it goes, it's a hook. It goes like, move with me now, or just move with me, and then so that piano. Imagine the piano's the lyrics. So I'm gonna try to sing. I don't know how good it's gonna be, but let's see. Then we can have it all together. If you don't go, then we can do everything better. And so another thing too, just so that we're on the same page, I do extensive sort of auto-tune essentially on my vocals. Here, I'm gonna come back to the song, but I just want to show you kind of what I mean by that. So first, let me change my audio to FL, and then let me open up the other one. I think it's Here With You, right? Is that right? I hope this is right. Okay, save changes. Okay, yeah, so as I was saying, I do a lot of auto-tune, so I know my singing's not fantastic, and I'm working on it. I'm getting better and better with every day. But in the meanwhile, I'm sort of going for more of almost a robotic sound. Here, let's see. Is this the one? Yeah, it is. Okay, so this isn't fantastic. It's by no means like amazing, but I'm just trying to share. Oh my God, my mouse is going wild. Holy smokes, I can't use this thing. Okay, so which one is the right one? This one, I guess? If you feel shaken, girl, always know I'm here with you. So I'm gonna like definitely clean it up as well. It's not gonna be this robotic, but it's practice. You know, I gotta practice a lot more. But it really it sounds so robotic right now. Let me give you it without this song or we have so at that part the auto-tune kind of craps out because I didn't finish it. So I'm just going to show you the version without auto-tune, which is the most recent vocal. Remember, it will have auto-tune. Girl, always know I'm here with you. We can do anything. So this is what I'm working on right now, this kind of stuff. I have you here with me. When the world caves on us, I'll hold you tightly. I love you no matter what. Thank you guys so much. Your positivity is so nice. You know, obviously singing not something I'm fantastic at, but I'm really happy to hear that, you know, there's a positive reception there, so that's cool. I mean, I could continue working on this one. I don't know. Okay, here, let's see. Let me pull up the lyrics for this one. So the other thing is there's another person in the household with me right now, so it's a little weird to just randomly sing, but then again, that is something I've been clearly working on for a very long time. So yeah, it's a very, very cheesy song as well. Absolutely. No matter what, we have each other, girl. So another thing about this song though is please don't forget that when you rise up high, oh my god. Together as a team from so I'm obviously new. Okay, so backstory. I'm a producer first, right? I've always digested music in an instrumental way. By that I mean I have not. I've historically done a bad job at like listening out for lyrics, you know? So keeping that in mind, it's like I'm a toddler when it comes to lyrics. I'm not writing them, but more so creating melodies and whatnot. It is a challenge for me. This is a completely new sort of journey, and so what you'll find, I literally have the same melody repeating for this entire thing right now. So I had a lot of work cut out for me. What's this part? I don't remember this part. Oh yeah, so this was like what I'm gonna do afterward. But did I have I don't have lyrics for that yet, right? Yeah. Ooh. Alright, I'm a little too insecure about writing lyrics around people right now, so I'm gonna close that up. This was a fun little ride. I'm gonna go, because I have a lot of pretty cool ones that I'm working on right now, so let me try this one, I think. Welcome, Levant? Levant? I'm gonna call you Levant. Welcome to the team. Okay, let's try this one. Oh, this is gonna take a hella long time. I mean, okay, let's, just for fun, right? For the fun of it, I want to share. I haven't heard this chord progression in a long time, so it's gonna take me a sec to relearn it. So we're going down to the F to the B. Yeah, this is gonna be sick. Alright, so let me fix the audio real quick. Definitely let me know if there's any trouble, volume-wise or anything. Alright, let's see. Ah, that's really fun. That's super fun. Artie, I guess, is what not just Ailey calls me, but people call me, yeah. Just a short term for my name. But yeah, no, I can't wait for it to be less of a challenge. It's gonna be so fun. I'm so excited. Damn. You're so funny. Alright, no, there's no way I'm gonna come up with a good melody on this. This is literally just a jam too. Okay, let's go. So sorry, I know we're just changing and changing. What's Here We Are? Here We Are? I hope it's not another lyrical song. I don't remember doing one called Here We Are. Okay, what is this? Oh, this is another piano. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, this is gonna be a dance song, actually. Alright, I guess let's do it. So, this sounds like kind of messy, right? Oh, I can't wait to make it not messy. This is gonna be sick. Okay, so the first thing it's missing, it's gonna be a 4 on the floor kick. So I'm just gonna put it in there, just so that I have a basis upon which to build. So what's a 4 on the floor kick? I will show you right now, because this is gonna be a tried and true dance song right now, which I don't know if you know, but I'm not a dance producer, but I'm gonna do my best. That's fine for now. So this is 4 on the floor. So it goes. So this piano, actually for now, I'm gonna mute it because we need more of like a dance synth. So let's take a look. It's got a more synthy sound. Oh, but it does sound great on that instrument, so I might bring it back. Try polysynth. Okay, so this is pretty good, but it has way too much release, and it has a delay on it. There we go. Okay, let's see. Okay. So this is gonna be really fun. How do we make this go from this mess? How do we go from that mess into the final song? Well, I'll show you how we do it. We literally are going to use that as our template and just build on top of it. So to start, we'll build our chord. So it looks like the first time our chord hits, it's gonna be doing a rhythm like that. The melody we'll have to put in separately. For now, we'll just do chords. Clearly, it just repeats. So this one, maybe we'll do that long for now. Maybe that long for now. Oh, that's not in time. I guess I'll do something like that instead. So previously I did all the chords right at the same time, but I think for this medium it shouldn't. Yeah, it should just move like that perhaps. Thank you. You know, you don't have to stick around. As I said, this is boring content. I don't know how y'all are doing it, because I'd be bored out of my mind if I had to watch something like this. But, you know, at least it's here. I'm always here for you, and I can tell you're always here for me, so I really do appreciate that. So let's make it happen for both of us. And then, so a lot of what makes this progression cool is that it's got a lot of context in its vertical okay, I'll explain it a different way. So for instance, we have here, this is supposedly the 1, right? And this is what, the 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is the 5, 4, 3, right? But the 3 actually mimics the 1, right? And then here we're doing the same thing here. We're just essentially, like with 7s and whatnot, we're creating more meaning behind the chord than what you would normally find in like a triad. And then dun. Cool. Okay, so you'll see, let's bring back the piano real quick. So the big part that's missing right now definitely is that melody, so I'm gonna bring it in. I'm gonna bring that melody in. Now you can tell there's a lot of typos and stuff, or not typos, but just like I think this version of it is actually better. Let me see. That's weird though. You guys are weird. I don't know how you do that. Anyway, yeah, as you can tell, there's a huge delay actually between what's recorded and what's said, so sorry about that, but okay, yeah, so let's just take the first half. Actually, it wasn't too different between the first and second halves, so we will just take the first half, and now we want to get a synth lead that is almost like a saw wave, almost like a square over a saw, perhaps. Let me take a look here at the single layer ones, maybe just a chord lead, see what happens here. So that is what we call messy. That's something we don't want. So instead of that, just before I leave, let me try one of these. Let me just live out of this. Okay, so let's get rid of the piano again. Take a look. So this is a cool synth, but it's missing high-end our chord synth. So the easiest way that most producers fix that is they just OTT it. Okay, okay, let me mute out the lead real quick. So there's also a low-end sound in there that's really messing with it. That's making it feel too clicky. So let's get rid of that. And then let me just see if I can work with these chords. Yeah, not even close. Okay. Because it should be like these three with these two in the bass, probably. Bring back the kick. So it'll be like that. Okay, let me see the rhythms. I know right now it sounds so bare bones, but I promise you this is gonna level up. Yep, so this definitely needs to have the full range in it. Okay, let's give it a listen again. And just as a reminder, we're building this progression. Yeah, it's pretty good. It mimics pretty well with the progression. There were some creative liberties I definitely took. Put in a D there probably. Yep. Alright. So the one can go longer. What is Anti-Sun? Should I look that up? I'm gonna look it up. Never heard of an Anti-Sun song. Anti-Sun. An artist? Yeah, I thought so. Nosferatu. Let's take a look. Oh, damn. See, I'm skipping through just because I don't want to get hit with any sort of like content IDing, but this is actually really freaking awesome. I will definitely have to listen to this person's music because that is beautiful. Beautiful. Well, I guess at a different time I will definitely listen to it, but I would love to listen to one of those in full. Okay. Let's see from the top. So there's a lot that needs to happen to make this sound good. Right now it's cool, but there's so much, there's so many things wrong with it essentially. Let's bring back in the melody. That's not bad. Okay. You know, at first I was gonna say that there's some movement we need to do, but what I realized, that's not really true. Because I essentially made it much more poppy. I got rid of a lot of the nuance in that second half, because I made the chords less ambiguous, which works well for a medium like this. Okay, let me fix this entirely. So So that's definitely where we will bring in some of these notes too. Something like that. Okay, let's try that for now. So when I first did this, like a moment ago, it sounded really cool to actually have something like this. Is that the right part? Yeah, it is. Okay, no, not even close. There's so many things to change about this. Okay, we're gonna roll with that because we have so much, like, I gotta move on to mixing because the mix is irking me. How do we make a song like this sound normal? What is wrong with this? So on the surface it sounds like I've got all the parts necessary. You know, I have my chords, they're kind of cool. I have my melody and I have my kick, so it should just work, right? But there's so much more that goes into this. So for instance, these two should both be routing to the same channel, and this channel we'll call it reverb and sidechain, because there's two very important things that this channel will do. We're going to use this channel to create a room within which we can place all of our instruments. Now by that I mean we're going to have some reverb on these instruments, so there's a bit of an echo sound. It's not actually echo, it's reverb. So that's with it, and that's without it. Okay, let me turn this back up. So this is with it and without it. See, it's very minor, but the reason why it's very important is we want to make sure, see that? I guess it's because they already have their own reverbs as well, so it's not going to be as important, but this part will. This part definitely will. So the other thing too that we need to work on is obviously the same thing as we discussed just prior. You want to sidechain it so you get that pumping sound. Now this kick is way too long, like comedically too long. So you want to make sure the kick fits in the right space for the style of music you're going for. So I think this is pretty good with compression. So let's compress it and take a listen. So I know you're thinking, well, that didn't make it sound good. Like, this is still not sounding the way that maybe it should. And what I gotta say to you is layers. It's gonna all be layers. So let me put a snare in there first. That'll be the first easy layer that you'll very audibly be. Wow. These are some weird snares. Snare 13, I guess. I don't know. It's a weird sounding snare. Okay. And it definitely needs to move over. Okay, so that's our first layer. We got the snare in. It's still missing something, so here's the obvious one. We're gonna throw a sub in there, a nice fat sub. It's gonna do a lot of work for us. Bam. So we just go ahead and get the root notes, turn it up, and in fact what I'm gonna do, just because it's such a mess now, in fact here's what I'll do. I'll just put the piano into its own place now, so now we can just see the notes. Okay. So you can see that already will give it a lot more presence, which is very, very helpful. And you can tell actually that I'm just using the same rhythm on repeat essentially, which means I can just kind of copy this over and make my notes fit. Another thing too, we don't want to always sit on the root when we're writing a bass line. As we said before, we want it to feel sort of natural in some sense. So in order to accomplish that, it's actually a good idea to get movement in there, right? So here's another option too. We can have it all at once, which actually sounds good when you're new, but the thing about that is you actually want there to be room for the other instruments. So So, okay, let's start with this part. Hello, hello, welcome. It's nice to hear from you and nice to see you. So this is a new one that I'm working on in case you weren't around a second ago. So cheesy, this part. So cheesy, but it sounds good, so we'll go with it. This is FL Studio. So we can come back to that, but there's still so many other things we gotta work on. So one thing I noticed, reverb actually is doing bad for me here because they are already reverb. So I'm gonna keep the reverb off for now. And what that'll actually allow me to do, well, first I gotta route it. What that'll allow me to do is now sidechain. What am I sidechaining to? Just the kick? I guess it sounds fine. Usually I would want to do the kick and the snare, but I guess in this genre it's not a huge deal to just do the kick. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so now here's the final part, and this is the cheat. This is what makes it sound so much better. It's loudness. It's always loudness, so here, let me show you. First, let's solo out just the low end that we want to really punch. And we literally are turning that boy up all the way to 0, pretty much. We want to make sure the kick is the loudest thing. And then we're just kind of mimicking that movement for the entirety of the song. See? All of a sudden it sounds a lot better. So here's without my my filter. So this is what it'll actually sound like. See, all of a sudden there's a lot more going on, but here's some stuff we still have to work on that we haven't done yet. That chord stack needs another layer. It's not just like maybe, it's like it has to have one. See how good it sounds as soon as you add a layer to that? So let's give it a... I usually like layering it with the piano, just because that fills kind of a nice frequency range, one that I find very comfortable at least, so that's why I use it a lot. We want to turn off the reverb on it. So something we're gonna want to do actually on our synths, because it's going to get really messy really fast, we just added that piano and now there's way too much low end, so we're just gonna want to tighten that up. Usually it's around the 100 hertz mark that it can be problematic. Okay, so one thing I want to do to this, it needs a touch of distortion. So I'm gonna crush it. We're gonna see if crushing was the right option. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let's layer on the other synth now, because that's a must. Let me pull out another Nexus, or maybe we'll just do a saw stack for this one. Let's try a saw stack. You can tell I do not use Serum because I had no clue where to find that. Okay. Okay. So Serum obviously is a really powerful synth that everyone has been raving about over the past 5-10 years. Okay, not 10 years, but at least 5 years. And what's powerful about it is you can do stuff like this so easily, so seamlessly. Yeah, I don't like the OTT on this one. Okay, so let's get rid of that. And definitely want to cut out the low end. Have a nice night. Thanks for popping by. So I'm actually hearing a lot of loss, and that means there's gotta be some clipping. And another thing too is now that we have 2 synths, we can actually turn them both down to get our melody back in the lead. But actually on that topic, definitely our melody is gonna get layered too, and I know exactly what instrument I'm layering that with. Well, there's 2 options here. So we can layer with this, which sounds bad. There's this one too. Oops. Not the right sound for this type of thing. And then the last one was, is it this one? Nope. Basic saw open. Wait, let me turn it down as well because it's way too loud. It's like a square, I want to say. You know, that's not actually what I wanted. But with a little bit of reverb and distortion, this will do exactly what I want. I swear it's a saw though. Am I crazy? That's a terrible sounding saw. I guess I could try one of these ones too. These ones are killer. Just pull out one of these. Wait, do I already have one saved? No, I don't. Okay. Thank you, thank you. I can't wait to show you what this one turns out like, because it's still not there yet. But you wait and see. I'm gonna make it sound so good, and then I'll send you it, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, that's crazy. Have a nice time, guys. Thanks for popping by. Alright, so what have we done here? We've created chords, but then we thought that wasn't enough, so we stacked on a piano and a second synth that actually has a little bit too much. Oh, what happened? Why isn't my thing working? That's really weird. Okay, there we go. Oh no, it stopped working. Okay, I'll have to figure out what's going on there. Yeah, I have to remove some of this white noise for sure. It's too loud. That's a lot better. And then, so that wasn't... Where's the cake? Oh, the cake's over here. So as soon as it's sidechained, it's a lot better. But one thing we noticed is we definitely needed a bass. And then, of course, once you bring in the melodies, okay, I'm happy with this for now. It's progress. I want to show you guys, I want to say, oh no, this is another dance one I'm working on. Okay, I'll open it up, but this isn't the one I'm looking to work on right now, but I'll open it up just because it's a pretty cool one. It's so different from what I normally do, but it's kind of wild. Yeah, I think the chat randomly stopped working again, question mark. Maybe I'm crazy. I guess we'll have to see. So, this song... Oh my god, what's going on? The song is way too powerful, so I have to increase my buffer length so that my computer can run it. So the intro, like, it sounds bad, straight up, but there's a lot of fundamentals here. I just need a chord, honestly. I'm probably going to put a piano in there to finish it, but we'll see. But here's the actual song. That song is wild. I want to work on that, but I wanted to do the song that I came here to do, which was this one. So let's see if this one's better. Oh, well, this isn't it. What is this? Oh, that's cute. Fill out it. I remember when I was trying to play that. That one's gonna be a really emotional song, but that's not for now. Okay, I think it's this one. We'll see. Thank you, Tuxedo Cat. I can't believe you're still around. That's crazy. So this is like, that's fine, but it obviously starts off like way too busy. So I need to come up with a way. Let's see, how can I make it sound less busy at the start here? I'm thinking probably get my piano and remove that crush. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So this is during the intro. We're gonna remove the crush. Rather, we'll have it come in, kind of fade in, because remember, you know, there's a lot of energy in that part. But in order for that to feel like it has energy, we first need like. That's really good. Now what if we start here instead? No, I prefer that. And then during this part, we also should put in instrument bank. Damn, mouse is so dead. Okay, yeah, we should put in like a Rhodesy kind of sound. I'll show you exactly what I mean because I don't really know its name. I guess an E piano. That's what it's called. E pianos. Shoot, which E piano was it? It wasn't any of these. Oh, is it that one? Let's see. Nothing's really coming to me, so let's try drawing it in instead. Let's see. Okay, so let me try that. As for now, I'll just take that out. Yeah, it's definitely better drawn out. For now, we'll just do that. Okay, so let's hear it again. Looks like we're sort of fading out now. There's only one person left, so I think this is it. You know, I had a lot of fun. I'm so glad that people kind of popped by, especially during that first bit there. I know I got a little boring, but you know, you guys are still fantastic, and I appreciate you so much. So thank you so much for sticking around. You know, I really look forward to many more of these to come. There's so much left to do. So much left to do. So I really hope you have a fantastic day, and I can't wait to see what's next. Okay.